Hello children, how are you? Hope you all are fine. Today we will discuss another poem, The Ballad of Father Gilligan. So here we will learn about the title of the poem, the poet, the background, the style and the theme of the poem. So let's see first the title. The title is The Ballad of Father Gilligan. So what is a ballad? A ballad is a poem or song narrating a story in short stanzas. This is passed orally from one generation to the next generation. So you can say it is one kind of folk song. Okay, and of Father Gilligan. Father is the priest of the church and Gilligan is the name of the father. So Father Gilligan is an old dedicated parish priest living by the Irish countryside. So today you will learn a story of Ireland, and about the poet you see William Butler Yeats. He is an Irish poet, a dramatist and a prose writer. He was awarded the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1923. And if you see most of his lyrical poems, these are realistic and spiritual, and you will realize the spiritualism in this poem too. Now let's see the style of the poem. This is written in ballad form. It consists of 12 stanzas and each stanza consists of 4 lines with AB pattern. AB pattern means the first line rhymes with the third one and the second line rhymes with the fourth one. And about the theme, if you see, it is a profoundly meaningful story with a religious content. This poem assures the presence of God. God is always there to help us if we selflessly work for others. Okay, now let's enjoy the story. The first stanza reads like this. The old priest Peter Gilligan was weary night and day, for half his flock were in their beds or under green sods lay. So old priest Peter Gilligan, as you know that Father Gilligan is an old person. Okay, so he is now weary. Weary means exhausted, tired, because he is working night and day. What work is he doing? He is performing the religious rites for the sick person, for the dead persons. Okay, he is praying before God for the welfare of these all suffering people. And then half his flock were in their beds. His flock. Flock is a collective noun which means a group of birds or animals. So here the church people are compared to a flock, a group of people, because here Peter Gilligan is compared to a shepherd who gives protection to the sheep. Okay, so the half his flock, half his church people were in their beds and half were under green sods. They were lying under green sods. So what is sod? Sod is the upper layer of the grassland. So under the sod somebody is lying means he is dead. So some people were in grave, some people were dead and some people were lying in the beds because of their sickness. Okay, now let's move to the second stanza. Once while he nodded on a chair at the moth hour of eve, another poor man sent for him and he began to grieve. So once what happened, when Peter Gilligan was nodding on a chair, nodding means he was lowering and raising his head slightly. Okay, he is feeling a little bit drowsy and sitting on a chair. At that time, what was that time? That time was moth hour of eve. Eve is the short form for evening, and moth is a winged insect. So these winged insects are mostly found in the evening or in the early morning. So it was evening time. At that time a poor man came to him, a helpless man. For help he came to Peter Gilligan. So that made Peter Gilligan sadder. He began to grieve. He began to express his sorrowness. What does he express? Let's move to the third stanza. I have no rest, nor joy, nor peace, for people die, and after cried he, God forgive, my body spake not I. So here Peter Gilligan is expressing his sorrowness before God, that God I have no rest, no joy, no peace, because I am restlessly working, because people are restlessly dying. Continuously there is death and suffering on the earth. So please God forgive me, because my body is not permitting. I am ready, I am excited to do the work. My soul is always ready to do the work, but my body is not permitting. My body speaks. Speak is the past form of a speak. It is the old form. So my body is speaking that it is tired, but I am not tired. Okay. Now let's move to the fourth stanza. He knelt and leaning on the chair, he prayed and fell asleep. And the moth hour went from the fields and stars began to peep. So at that time what happened? He knelt. What do you mean by kneel? Kneeling means to be in a position where the body is supported by a knee. So when we are praying, we are kneeling down. So as Peter Gilligan is praying before God, he knelt and he leaned on the chair. Leaned means moved into a sloping position, okay, a slanting position. So he leaned on the chair and he prayed and fell asleep. So what happened at that time? At that time the evening gradually passed away and the stars began to peep. That means the night arrived on the earth. So it became night time. Now what happens? Let's move to the fifth stanza. They slowly into millions grew, and the leaves shook in the wind, and God covered the world with shade and whispered to mankind. So slowly they grew into millions. Here they means the stars grew into millions, because it is night, so stars appear in the sky and leaves are shaking in the wind. And what has God done? God has covered the whole world with darkness, and whispered to God is whispering to mankind that you may take rest now after a tiresome work in the daytime. Okay, now let's move to the sixth stanza. Upon the time of a sparrow chirp, when the moths came once more, the old priest Peter Gilligan stood upright on the floor. So what happened at that time? The time of a sparrow chirp. Sparrow is a little bird, so the sparrow is chirping. That means it is again early morning. The moths have again come, and Peter Gilligan stood upright. He stood suddenly on the floor. He came out of his chair. What did he express? Let's move to the next stanza. Mavron, Mavron, the man has died. While I slept on the chair, he roused his horse out of its sleep and rode with a little care. Mavron, Mavron. Mavron is the expression of sorrowness in Irish language, like alas and alas. Okay, so he thought that by the time I was taking rest on the chair, at that time the man might have died. So what did he do? He woke up his horse. His horse was also sleeping at that time. He roused his horse and rode with little care, and he rode the horse carelessly. Okay, how did he go? Let's move to the next stanza. He rode now as he never rode, by rocky lane and fen. The sick man's wife opened the door. Father, you come again. So here what happened? He carelessly rode the horse, because he is so seriously riding to the sick man's house. He doesn't obey any rocky lane and fen. He doesn't obey any kind of rough road if he comes across his path. Okay, and the sick man's wife opened when he reached at the sick man's house. The sick man's wife opened the door and told that, Father, you come again. That means somebody like Peter Gilligan had already arrived at that spot. But Peter Gilligan is coming for the first time, so he is surprised. Then what is his expression? Let's move to the next stanza. And is the poor man dead? He cried. He died an hour ago. The old priest Peter Gilligan in grief swayed to and fro. So immediately he asked, is the poor man dead? And the answer was yes, he died an hour ago. Listening to that sentence that the man has already passed away, old priest Peter Gilligan became distressed, became so much sorrowful, and in grief he moved here and there. Okay, then what happened? Let's move to the next stanza. When you were gone, he turned and died, as merry as a bird. The old priest Peter Gilligan, he knelt him at that word. And when again Peter Gilligan listened that when you were gone, he turned and died as merry as a bird. You know, bird is a very happy creature. So being a happy creature, bird has got all the freedom to move very freely in the whole sky. And the man also died a happy death, a peaceful death. So he died as merry as a bird. And old priest Peter Gilligan, when listened this, he again knelt down before the God to pray. Then what happened? Let's move to the next stanza. He who has made the night of stars for souls who tire and bleed sent one of his great angels down to help me in my need. So there was no option left with the Father Gilligan to understand that God has done a miracle. God who has made the night of stars, who has made the day and night, and who has made every kind of arrangement for the people who are tired, who are bleeding, who are doing hard work. Okay, so he has made the night to take rest. So he who has made the night of stars for the souls who tire and bleed, who has made the night for the people, for the hardworking people to take rest, during that time he has sent his own great angel down to help those kind of hardworking people. So God is always there to help all the hardworking people in their needs. Okay, then what happened? Let's move to the next stanza. He who is wrapped in purple robes with planets in his care had pity on the least of things asleep upon a chair. He continuously he is expressing his gratitude before God that, oh God, you have been wrapped in purple robes, right? Purple is a color which is mostly associated with nobility. So here God who is wrapped with, who is covered with, who always wears, okay, purple robes. Robes means clothes. So the God who is there with purple clothes, who takes the care of all the planets. He is taking care of all the big things. Planet is a big thing, but also he has pity on the least of things, on the smallest things. So what is the smallest thing here? The smallest thing is Peter Gilligan himself, who was asleep upon a chair. So God is so merciful that he takes care of all the lives on the earth. So he equally treats the creation on the earth. So this is the end of the poem, and now I think you have understood that how God does his work for one who does his work. So I think you have understood and enjoyed this ballad. Thank you so much for patience listening.